Hi, this is Carrie from SoCal Martial Law Alerts, known as SCMLA, and we're starting a new series of videos called SCMLA RANTs, or perhaps we should title it The Life of an Activist, because these are the things that you deal with when you start asking questions. So today, my little project was to find an organizational chart. Now, you think that would be very easy, but as we're going to show throughout the course of me talking here, some things on screen, you can see that the organizational chart for all the agencies under Governor Schwarzenegger is quite staggering, to say the very least. So I was interested in getting the organizational chart for just one of the many legs underneath him, known as the National Resources Agency. I called and said I was a concerned citizen, and I proceeded to get a couple of questions from the lady on the other end asking, why do you want this information? So I proceeded to just continue to ask for it, and they basically told me that there is no organizational chart and that you need to kind of put it together because the only contacts of the people that are directly under the secretary are found under their contacts information. So I then go from calling the Natural Resources Agency to calling the Department of Fire, asking for the same thing, and they apparently have an organizational chart, which if I find it, I will put it on screen, of just the Department of Fire, which is under the Secretary of Natural Resources, who answers to the governor, and again, we'll go back to the master chart so you can see just the sections here. We're trying to unravel exactly what the jurisdiction of CAL FIRE is, which is apparently a state agency, but also is connected to federal agencies that is hired by the county to do firefighting. If you're confused, you're not the only one. I'm very confused. How the heck does the county pay the state to manage fire? That makes no sense to me. That's a little bit of a conflict of interest when it comes to jurisdictions. So I then proceeded to call, and again I introduced myself as a concerned citizen with the fire department, and they proceeded to just basically put me back on the website. Now, I then proceed to call the Department of Water Resources. Now, the Department of Water Resources has many agencies underneath it, asking for an organizational chart. And I introduced myself as a concerned citizen, and I mentioned that I'm interested in water rights, and instantly the lady gives me the phone number to the water rights section, which would be the Water Control Board. They're also in charge of water quality for the state of California, and they work in conjunction with the EPA. But the California EPA, because there's the California Environmental Protection Agency, and then there's the federal Environmental Protection Agency. So I went ahead and told her I was a concerned citizen and I was interested in getting an organizational chart, and she proceeded to, again, put me back to the website and basically ask me and quasi-interrogate me as to why I want this information. Doesn't concerned citizen say it enough? Why do I have to justify my reasons for wanting information from the government that I'm supposed to be enabling to do what they want to do? Because remember, above Governor Schwarzenegger on that little flowchart there, it says people of California, which is what I qualify under. So technically you work for me. It's not the other way around. So anyhow, I do some more calling around, and I finally end up with a local agency, and I introduce myself as a grad student, okay? So again, this whole time I've been talking, I'm a concerned citizen, I just want this information. The second I say I'm a grad student, all of a sudden it's, you go to this web page, and then there's organizational charts for each individual region, and then if you have any other questions, please call me back. So, explain to me again. I'm a concerned citizen. I pay taxes. I'm supposed to be part of that, people of California that enables the governor and everybody to do their stuff. That's a problem. They won't give you information. They're interrogating you as to why you want it. All I want is a flowchart to understand what the heck's going on and who answers to whom. Because I'm visual like everyone else. I've seen too many, movies. Reading a book and laying it out in a bunch of type, you can sit there and describe an organization in big paragraphs, but it doesn't compute. When you start looking at an organizational chart, it all of a sudden makes sense. So it's like, me as a concerned citizen, I'm paying them, that's a problem. The second I say I'm a grad student, oh, everything's fine. Let me just go ahead and get that information for you. If you have any other problems, please call me back. I'm so concerned about your project you're working on. So, again, let's go ahead and let's think on that for a little bit. Concerned citizen, you pay them, that's a problem. You're a grad student and you don't know jack crap and you're being indoctrinated. That's fine. So that ends Carrie's first SCMLA rant, and I'm sure there'll be more to follow.